Explain one of them. I was actually going to take it into Gotham because they were doing the same thing to the comic by just taking liberties wherever they wanted. But no, explain the different kryptonites that you're using.
I haven't seen the show in forever, but I mean they introduced some of them, but didn't use them properly. Like they had like blue kryptonite, which turns you human, and then there's I should have looked it up just so I'd say it correctly. But how they used it is like I think they were using the blue kryptonite as Bizarro's weakness, which split his split personality out of him and created Bizarro, because green kryptonite, kills him. But how they used green kryptonite in the show just made him weak.
Right.
Which it does weaken him, and prolonged exposure would kill him. But then they used kryptonite to cut his skin open to collect blood, which, if you did that, it would taint the blood and kill it. So what they were using it for was to create the clone of, to make the Superboy clone, which they never fully elaborated. I mean, there's so many things that, I could delve so deep, but...
All right, I guess...
And each one would be a web of confusion to anyone listening, so there's really, do your Gotham.
Do your research. My favorite episode and storyline from Smallville was when he told the Flash that if he raced him and beat him, he'd let him leave Smallville. That, actually hit me emotionally. I'm like, oh, damn, these two motherfuckers are fast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite moment of Smallville?
Well, I'll tell you this real quick. That race in the comic books was actually a charity event.
Really?
That's why they tied at the end. The race in the cartoon, they kept splitting off to save people while someone was trying to use a satellite to kill them. So there's so many different stories, and that was something about Smallville too. Like they included stuff but didn't include it properly correctly, but they included it as in a younger stage of it, even though Flash didn't get his powers until he was a little bit older, because it was a lightning bolt. Like there's different origin stories of how Flash officially got it, his power. So right. I mean, there's a lot of ways to explain that.
Are you enjoying the CW's route of the Flash and Green Arrow and Supergirl? Are you following any of that, or?
I was for quite a while. I haven't in a little while. I just haven't had the time. But I really enjoyed the crossovers and the fact of how they explain that each one is from a different Earth.
Yes.
So
Earth 1 and Earth 2.
They didn't cross over properly. Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3. I mean,
there's many.
If you look into it, there's a lot of, because I think Supergirl is from Earth 19, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
19 or 16. So it's,
I like that
different whatever.
From...
And then there's one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, that was fun.
Go ahead.
I like the fact that the girl that plays Supergirl's cousin is from Not Another Teen Movie. I haven't seen her do anything in a while, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And back to a storyline that's fun. I like the one where Clark Kent doesn't land in Kansas, but he lands in Russia, and still becomes a good guy.
Does he speak Russian?
Yes, and he's wearing the sickle and hammer instead of an S on his shield.
Oh wow!
So it's a really cool storyline.
But doesn't the S?
But he stopped it. He stopped the nuclear war. Well, in the movie, it means hope.
Right. I thought there was a really deep meaning to the S, but there's not really a deep meaning to the hammer and cross.
The meaning of the S is the L family. That's why Supergirl wears it too, because she's also an L. EL is Kal-El. L is his last name.
Right.
On Krypton. So it's one of those things. And another one that's good, and they made a movie and they made the comics for it, is it slipped my mind. We'll come back to it.
Okay. I was going to go into Marvel fails. Is there any big Marvel fails that got you frustrated or you noticed right away that you can think of off the top of your head? The fact that they didn't make Ant-Man go up Thanos' butt, I mean, that was comical. I thought that was fun.
Well, the fact of who they made Ant-Man, I mean, the dad, or the creator of the suit was supposed to be Ant-Man, like in the comic books. It's Tim who's Ant-Man,
right?
Not Paul Rudd, which did an awesome job though. I mean, I loved how he did it. I mean, Marvel did a great job. I mean, Thanos did change color from the Iron Man 1 or whenever they first introduced him in the cutscene at the end. All the way to the end, he became different, vibrant colors of purple, which was fun. But I think, I mean, overall, in comparison-wise, I mean, I love DC, and they did a great job with Aquaman and all that stuff, but Marvel did a great job with 23 fucking movies in a row. So...
Right, I'm a diehard DC fan, and the DC cinematic universe is... a tiny crumb to the giant that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they did such an amazing job tying them all together, figuring this out in advance so they know where they were going with it. Yet I think DC's just been plagued with bad casting, storylines that could have been better.
Directing, lighting.
Yeah, I listened to Kevin Smith talk about...
Kevin Spacey. That's the name I was trying to think of before. Played Lex Luthor and Superman Returns.
Oh, yeah. Well, I heard Kevin Smith talking about how there was a different script to... I'm not sure if it was Batman versus Superman. I'd have to go look to get my information correct. But there was a script that was that's still out there that could be made and done very well, and he was really excited about it, and I feel bad talking about it because I don't know what it is to lead people to listen to it. But yeah, he's a huge comic book fan. Silent Bob.
People to check it out.
Yeah, Silent Bob has his own show that he puts on, and he talks comic books, and he's a really big fan. Awesome. I mean, his daughter Harley Quinn is in the new Quentin Tarantino movie, Hollywood, something about Hollywood.
Isn't Johnny Depp's daughter in that, or am I thinking of the other one they're in?
I think you're thinking of the other one they're in.
Yeah.
This is Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, and there's Charlie Manson's in it. She plays, or Margot Robbie, I think, plays the girl that followed Manson along. I would love to see the movie. Well, let's get into the new casting of Batman. What do you think about that casting move?
I liked him in Harry Potter. I think he did pretty good there. I mean, I'm not huge into the Twilight movies. I saw 2 of them. I'm a huge fan of vampires, and a little heartbroken.
I was gonna say he is the first, one to go from vampire to a bat.
Yeah, but I don't know. He was like a vampire that was also an X-Men mutant. He became indestructible in sunlight, but also glittered like a bracelet. But if you followed the Twilight, though, I mean, every vampire got a special trait, So I mean, that was cool. I mean, that's fun. I mean, they could have elaborated. They could easily go elaboration on that with the ruling class that they have in there, but they went more of the teen drama route, which is kind of how the books were written. But anyways, Robert Pattinson is who we're talking about.
Yes. The sparkly vampire.
I'm willing to give him a chance, honestly. I mean, everybody had their issues with Ben Affleck, and he did all right. Everyone had their issues with Batman's costume having nipples, and honestly, that failed horribly. So, I mean, you got to give it a chance to find out which way you're going to go.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know entirely. Like, it depends on how old, like what section of Batman he's going to be.
Right.
Younger, older, because he doesn't look old. And I don't know. I mean, I've tried to picture him as Bruce Wayne, being that suave philanthropist, cajillionaire, And I mean, back when Batman was written, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was like a millionaire, But as money progresses, obviously he got richer and richer and richer.
Right.
So he was a billionaire for a while, and I wouldn't doubt he's a trillionaire if you called him anything now, or at least multi-hundred billionaire. Go ahead.
What Batman storyline would you like to see them bring to the cinematic universe?
Was not expecting that question.
Yeah, I had to throw the wild card question out there at the end because we don't have much time left.
Some bitch. Batman storyline. I gotta say the Justice League Dark scenario, because I love it's very magic orientated, some of it, and at the same time, I mean, he's kind of like, how he takes charge of a lot of the scenarios in the regular Justice League, but when regular Justice League falls apart, all these stragglers like Zatanna and the Swamp Thing and Frankenstein's monster, it's elaborate. Constantine has, I believe, the House of Secrets. It's not the House of Mysteries, so that's really cool. And then Batman. And then they have Etrigan the Demon, so they have, like, the magic aspect. So it's basically, kind of Doctor Strangey, if you want to Marvel.
Right, it's mystic.
If you want a Marvel link to it. Yeah, they have the mystical arts on their side. And they travel dimensions, stuff like that. And I think that storyline, I mean, if they could do something similar with Marvel, I'm pretty sure DC could find people to pull that shit off. And not just the actors. I'm talking about, production crew and stuff like that. They could do it. And
I want to see more
awesome
rated R comic book adaptations, movie adaptations. Because I think it brings the people that have been in comic lore for a really long time.
Well, that would be amazing if they did any, like, Dark Horse comic storyline.
Yeah.
Because everything is like DC and Marvel. I mean, Sin City, that was a comic book that they turned into a movie.
New Spawn's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun.
Isn't it same director, and he's actually got full creative freedom with the movie?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I looked up.
What some of what he ran into in the first one, too.
All my
chips that was rated R. And Blade would be another one if they added a couple characters. And, I mean, they did it. Wesley Snipes was fucking amazing.
I don't think they could bring him back for it, though. Maybe.
Well, he was in Expendables, and he looked just fine in there. It's a possibility, but go ahead.
My chips are all in on a live-action Into the Spider-Verse, for sure.
Oh, my God, that'd be amazing. I would be 100% behind that, too.
Your chips are all in as well?
Fuck yeah. I'm all about superhero movies. I love that stuff.
Well, thank you for listening to episode 4 of The Tangent. This has been Jester. Thank you, Lord B.
This has been Lord B. Thank you, Jester.
Superpowers, bitches. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful, magnificent day.
Pew, 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 pew.
Thank you for listening to The Tangent Podcast, brought to you by the Lords and Jesters of the Realm of Infinite Frequencies. Like us at facebook.com/TheRiftPodcast, now streaming on Spotify, CastBox, and YouTube. If you enjoy what you're hearing and you'd like to support The Tangents, go to patreon.com/TheRiftPodcast. Don't forget to check out SSW Podcast with Jester. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next realm.